Okay, I've got a frozen bolt, or I had a frozen bolt in this swing arm. I've got it loose now. I want to tell you about how we got it out of there. It was pretty complicated. It was really frozen up. The bike's only about 3 years old. It's a 2022 model. And I couldn't believe that this swing arm chain adjustment bolt was, retention bolt there was frozen up with just that shorter period of time, but it was. And the one on the other side is just fine. I guess it set up some kind of corrosion in it. So we couldn't turn it. A couple of weeks, 3 or 4 weeks ago, we tightened the chain a little bit and noticed it was kind of binding. We didn't fool with it much because we didn't want to ruin any threads or anything. We didn't really force it. We tightened it a little bit, tightened the chain a little bit, maybe turned the bolt one turn. Came back to replace the chain and sprockets, and the bolt was just pretty much totally froze up. So we had to work it out because it's a critical point of the motorcycle, and you have to have that to hold the axle in place. So did a little research, called some of my friends that dealt with this kind of thing a lot. And of course I was told, well, you got to heat it. Kroil penetrating oil was recommended, and so just pretty much just do the best you can with it. So I soaked the bolt with a rag. I wrapped a small rag right around the bolt here. I don't think I have that right now, but basically I just went around and around the bolt, and then I brought the rag back up on top of the swing arm, and then I soaked it good with this oil, so the oil would be on it all night. And so so it soaked like that for about 36 to 48 hours. And then I tried to move the bolt, and I was able to get just a little wiggling, which was a good sign. But it felt like I might be tearing up threads, so I didn't force that too much. I used a short wrench like this to keep from over torquing it and ripping out the threads. So after soaking it for 48 hours, I decided I'd try this, I call it a plumber's torch, but it's a propane torch. You get them at Lowe's or whatever. The whole rig is about $24. The cylinder is $6 at Ace Hardware. And so just light it up, use a striker. I use you're not supposed to, but I use a lighter sometimes and light it from behind the flame. But get you a striker or whatever, a good long match, don't burn yourself. So just heat on the back side here, and let me move this camera back just a little bit. Use a gun. This gun here shoots, you can set it to shoot a little, see if I can show you, it's a little red dot there. Don't know if it's showing up on camera, but wherever you shoot it, it gives you a temperature. Sitting here right now, this is 95 degrees, which is really hot today, and this is inside a little hot enclosed trailer. So I heated it on the back side. You can see this decal here. We wanted to save that if possible. It's a real nice looking bike, so we didn't want to mess things up. So we heated on the back side. While I was heating it back here, I shot it with the gun, and we heated that up to 250, 275. I think once or twice it got up to 300 degrees. And I read up on that, and aluminum should handle 300 degrees Fahrenheit without too much problem if it's good aluminum. I see no discoloration on there from the heating we did. So I heated that 3 times and let it cool, and I tried it a little bit while I was heating it, and it just felt just as tight, maybe a little tighter while I heated it. So I didn't push that hard. I heated it 2 or 3 times and tried it. Seemed like we might have got it to loosen a little bit with the heat, and spray it with Aero-Kroil oil in between and work it a little bit. We still probably couldn't move it 1/8 of a turn. So just work with that. That evening I made up a mixture of antifreeze, automatic transmission fluid, a little bit of anti-seize, just to mix it. I mixed it in this little cup like this, and I put a little bit of mineral spirits in there to get it fluid, and then I brushed it on with this with the brush here. Like I say, it was a little more mixture went on there. I brushed everything up with this up in the joint there. This is a battery terminal cleaner, but it's got a good little wire brush on it. Brushed all that up in there as good as I could. I wrapped it again. I left that, and then I just wrapped it again with my little rag, and I sprayed it down with the Aero-Kroil again. So I've got a little bit of automatic transmission fluid, a little bit of anti-seize on it, and mixed with a little mineral spirits, and then I wrapped it up with a rag, and I hit it with Aero-Kroil on top of that and let it sit. So it came out the next day, and it seemed like it was looser. No, it came out the next day. I decided, I read up, and I said, well, I'm going to try to cool that bolt down. We heated it up, and when you heat it, it expands, of course, so we cooled it down. So I shot it with ice water. Mixed this up with ice water, put it in the freezer, and I just hit it just like that, the spray right there. And when I put the bolt on it, by that time I had gotten a socket, which was a 6-point socket. And I put the socket on it, and I was able to work it good, and the more I worked it, the looser it got, and eventually it just came loose. So that was it. The anti-seize being on it seemed to help a lot. There's some left on it, so got it all the way out, and I put more anti-seize on it, ran it back in, and now it's just like new. So hope this helps somebody. Sorry I didn't video that when I was doing it, but just some ideas about what might work. Go over this real quickly again. Propane torch, Aero-Kroil penetrating oil. I actually used some wax to try to cool the bolt, like they did on, somebody said on YouTube, but that didn't really help me a lot that I could tell. Use a temperature gun to monitor, so you don't overheat it. I used an ice water spray at the end there. It's made sure you had a 6-point socket, and don't put too much torque on it. Use a torque wrench if you don't know how much torque to put on it. Look up the torque for an 8mm bolt, or whatever your bolt is in aluminum. Torque wrench, and then just take a lot of time and patience. Hope this helps somebody. Sorry it ran long, and I wish I could have gave you blow by blow while we're doing it, but I thought we were going to have bad threads in there and have to rethread it or put a Heli-coil in it, but that combination of things seemed to work out real well. Thanks for watching.